the Upanishad or etc. etc. I can assure you I'm not going to speak in only of that. Okay? The management that I studied and I learned and the background I come from is basically from Oxford and Cambridge, so you're most likely to see the British management rather than Indian management. Elixir mission. Actually, we started off with a different name, but because of technicality, we had to change. The idea of having these kind of seminars, which are basically in three parts. We do the presentation, we also go into meditation, which okay. But you see this 10 feet tall, yes, and there's a little fellow here. So we've got proficiency on one side and we've got efficiency on the fact that this fellow came from a positive background, his attitude that gave him confidence in the willpower. That's the only thing that made him, and that was simply because there was preparation which gave him the confidence. He was ready for it. How many mothers teach their daughters, it doesn't matter what your in-laws are. It doesn't matter what your husband's attitude or how he behaves. Are you prepared to work that extra hard? There may be some of you here who work for somebody and have a nokri as such, yeah? But how many of you actually work extra hour where you do not get paid? You're stagnant. And if water is stagnant, it becomes stale. Yeah, it's just badbu aati hai. If your days are different, then you are progressing. And the fact that you're being haunted is the fact that somewhere in your background, you might have had bad experiences, either with people, objects, or an adventure that went wrong. And therefore you thought, why do I need to do? Why do I need to manage anything? Why do I need to prepare anything? Yeah. In the Manusmriti, we have the management which is Sanskar, and it's called Sola Sanskar. I'm sure most of you are aware of that. And what the Rishis actually did is that life is also a journey. Yes? And any journey which is well planned is a journey. And if it's not planned and becomes a journey, then it's called an adventure. Adventures are not planned. Journeys are planned. Just to eat, drink, have a good time and die, you wasted. And I'm not going to go into spirituality, but if you've not left your mark on the history pages, you missed out somewhere. I'm not talking about spirituality here, sir. I'm talking maybe you might have been the best batsman, or the best actor, or the greatest politician, or the wonderful industrialist. But they've achieved something. And you find that behind this thing, they were not haunted, and they did not quit. The biggest one there is quitting. Yeah. Most of us are capable. Not most, all of us. But somewhere along the line, those people who did not succeed was because they stopped in between. They gave up. Because the choices is the one you made. And choices depend on that environment and the attitude. Remember the next one, please? He wanted to be the best. And therefore he managed. If the willpower is there, you will do it. And if you're not enthusiastic about it, if that burning desire is not there, whether it's business, whether it's your marriage life, whether it's going to play cricket, it's not going to happen. That burning desire will give you right direction, and this you do not have to ask for. It will come to you. It will come to you. I very rarely talk about myself, but one of the things I had when I was a very, very young fellow, that, I don't know, maybe I wanted to be famous. How was I going to do? What was I going to do? Become a cricketer? What's the life of a cricketer? Maybe 10 years. After that, nobody knows. An actor, as long as you're young, fine. After that, nobody wants to know. And I wanted to remain permanent. And that burning desire was there. And the direction came from itself. For those